Felt like there was a bit of a pull in there as I was pushing off that foot. But yeah, sort of did a little bit of work in there myself last night with sort of some tiger balm and a little bit of my own thumb and treating it myself. Through the worst of it for me now.
Through the worst of it, good.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. There's more.
There's more.
Hey guys, Aaron and Jason here. We're doing a video on Jason's calf. So round 1 footy is tomorrow, and Jason's training session.
Ideal preparation.
Last night he's tweaked his calf. Not tweaked.
We'll put the good word out there. It's
Yeah,
just
you don't want to tell the club, do you?
Yeah, that's it. Keep it on the down low. This one's coming out 6 months' time, so that's all right.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. Oh yeah, hopefully, yeah. Oh, we should put this one out tonight. So that there's a bit of an idea that the club might find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you don't think it's too bad?
No, so I was running around training and I just felt a little like, ooh, like it sort of felt like my calf grabbed it.
And ooh,
like a little cramp sort of feeling.
Awareness.
But I could still run around, like I could still run, change directions and that. Once I'd sort of cooled down and training had finished, or when I was walking around, I could sort of feel it more when I was walking around. Put compression on when I got home, slept with that on there, and then put some tiger balm on there too. Woke up today and it's feeling a bit better, like a bit easier to walk around. I just did a little bit of a jog around, just in the clinic here, just up and down, and felt all right. So yeah, I thought I'd get a quick treatment to try and calm it down.
Yeah, like there's a few variables at play here. Like obviously he's playing tomorrow. He hasn't ruled himself out. But with treatment, we want to try and I guess make tomorrow as best as we can for Jace. But we can't go too hard, obviously, because he's got a game tomorrow. So it's a bit of a balancing act of how can we best help Jace get through the game tomorrow without, I guess, creating too much trauma. Or making it worse, okay? So what we're gonna do is obviously play around with the spot in the calf, do a few tests to see if there's any kind of imbalances in terms of a range of motion point of view. And obviously how he's walking around too. Like we don't think it's actually a little tear or anything like that because it just feels like a little bit of awareness. But yeah, let's get into it with a knee to wall, man. This is just a general, very simple range of motion test for the ankle.
Good side first.
Good side with the painted toenail.
Painted toenail, so that's probably about the...
So basically you keep going back as long as you can get the knee to touch the wall without the heel raising off.
About there on that side.
So if we get your other toe to go here and we'll test. So that's even worse. So you've got to go forward a little bit more. So we've got about an inch difference there. And when you did that, Jace, what do you feel? Is it the ankle?
When I come back further, it's just sort of where I felt that awareness in this junction of the gastroc and soleus.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll start with that.
Tight, ropey.
So we're going to get Jace on the table.
Stretch at the calf and see if that brings it up as well.
Yeah, so we can do a little bit of just bend his knee here, let that hamstring relax, and I can just take his leg through a bit of a passive stretch there. Anything there, Jace, at all?
Not really, only very end range there. There's a little bit of a stretch.
And if we test this side, we can just give a comparison.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Nothing there at all.
Resistance-wise.
Yeah, we could do some resistance stuff. We'll just go back to this one.
Yeah, so there's a little bit in that same junction point. Just feels like it's,
a bit of the same.
Bit of awareness
Might
there.
do some straight leg stuff too. So when his leg's straight, I can take his range through there. Anything
that one,
there,
no,
Jace?
that one's fine.
Yeah, so it's probably a little bit more in the soleus, which is that lower calf. We could even do a resisted here. So what I can do is I can block Jason's ability to move into plantar flexion there. So get Jace to push into the heel of my palm. Any pain there, Jace?
Nah, that feels all right.
Nah. And then even here too, get him to push into my palm.
Nah,
Feels
all right.
Not too bad?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we just got a little bit of a niggle here. So once again, it's just a treatment to try and get him through the game tomorrow. So what I'm going to do first is just go straight to the spot. So get Jason to kind of guide me as to where I need to be, but I'll start by...
Yeah, so I feel starting in that junction point of the gastroc and soleus will be, right in there.
So
Straight
right there,
to it.
no real mucking around to start with.
Oh.
So I'll just start there and let Jace guide me. Is that too much, Jace? Is that okay?
No, that
Can
feels
you deal
all
with
right.
that?
That feels about it at the
That feels
moment.
about it. So you're never really too sure what muscle it is. Like most people think there's just two muscles in the calf, being the gastrocs and the soleus, but there is a lot more going on underneath. So we've got all the muscles that flex the toes. We've got the tib post. So it could be one of them that he's feeling. So we just got to take time to push into the structures here, let things melt, try and get down to that bone level, and then work with Jace when his pain receptors change. So Even now, 15 seconds afterwards, Jace, how's that feeling?
I feel like the spot's easing up. It feels like if you go down a little bit more, like it feels like there's a bit of referral going down the soleus.
Okay, cool. So what I can do now
Down
is
that
just
way.
ever so slightly start to edge down, keeping that same pressure.
Yeah, more down there. Oh yeah, that's a bit of a hot spot.
It's a bit of a hot spot. So it's a little bit inflamed. You know, this only happened less than 12 hours ago, so we just need to respect where the body's at. But it's a balancing act. Like, we need to help Jace be better heading into the game tomorrow without obviously causing too much trauma. So yeah, I guess what we're saying is we can perform some body work. You can get some therapy immediately after a little injury, and obviously before a game or any time you need to perform with your body as well. But we just need to find the right recipe and the right dosage. So yeah, we're just going to spend a bit of time just working through this spot here. I'm just slowly edging down. And yeah, just constantly getting feedback from Jace. What's it feeling like, mate?
It's feeling good there now. Like pains, decrease through there. Now you're probably coming onto another spot there.
Yep.
So yeah, I feel like when you're holding the spot, like that releases, and then every time you inch down, that sort of comes onto a new spot down there.
Spot. Cool. So,
But it doesn't feel like it's traumatic. Like it sort of feels like it's a good pain. Like it's clearing it out. There's a little bit in there.
So I just came into something else then.
Yeah.
So yeah, does this all still feel pretty similar to the? It resonates with what you've been feeling too, Jace?
Yeah. So I sort of felt it in that junction in the lower, or sort of soleus area. Just sort of when I was walking around last night after it cooled down, it just sort of felt like there was a bit of a pull in there as I was pushing off that foot. But yeah, sort of did a little bit of work in there myself last night with sort of some tiger balm and a little bit of my own thumb and treating it myself. And then yeah, obviously had the compression on there, which I feel like it's just giving it a bit of extra support moving around.
So while you were over there talking to Jace, I've just gone back up to my original starting position here, maybe even a little bit higher. Just seeing what Jason's got in that spot up there.
That
Anything
feels
there, mate?
just normal calf pressure. Like
Normal calf pressure?
Yeah.
So maybe we're above it now and we're going to be able to move into the spot. So once again, I'm just going to slowly start to edge down and see if we can end up in that spot that Jason had a little bit of a niggle in.
It's all right there. You're probably starting to get to the top of it
feels
now.
Like
But
I'm just starting to edge into it. So I think what we'll do is we'll just do a few strips through here to see if we can get some blood flow, free up any little bits that have just... the thing is with muscles and muscle fibers, sometimes they don't actually injure. They just kind of cramp up or get a little bit jumbled up even.
Bit
Like the
entangled
fibers can just get all little, tiny little bits of tangling happening in them. So doing this body work can actually reorder things.
oh yeah, now you're starting to roll into it.
So now we're rolling into the spot that Jason has. And I can even feel underneath my pressure, I even have awareness of that because something just feels hard pushing back up into my thumb. Yeah, there's definitely something good there.
Yeah.
Feels good to have it stripped though. Like what's
Yeah,
the
it does,
feeling
yeah.
like on the receiving
Yeah,
end?
it feels like it's just almost like I've had a little cramp in there that needs to be worked out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't feel like, because I've had a hamstring strain previously, like last year and that sort of thing, and that it feels different to that. Like that when you get the strain worked on, it was sort of like, oh yeah, it was really, it's a different sort of pain to it, but this just feels like a normal tight muscle treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just change my thumb there, Leo, so you could potentially see a bit of extra light coming in there.
A little bit more on that one.
A little bit more on that one. So I'm probably a little bit more lateral there.
Yeah.
So that just
feels like there's
shows
a bit in there.
how much like you need to be really thorough when doing body work, because the slightest millimetre of change can really change the whole feeling on the receiving end. So that's why going slow and being systematic with your approach too. So we have I guess like an internal saying when we do calf work, especially, of sweeping the leaves. So we generally, take a systematic approach to doing calf work where we start up high and you just do a stroke there, stroke there, stroke there, stroke there. So it's almost like mowing the lawns. You just kind of making sure you go down each line.
Clearing it all out. Oh, I feel like you're moving into another spot.
Yeah, I can feel like there's something coming up here, Jay. So
yeah.
So you just let me know, though, if it feels like it's too much. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to go overboard with the treatment.
No, I feel like it's a right balance at the moment.
It's a right
I
balance.
wouldn't want it any harder at the moment.
Yeah.
Because my calves tend to pull up pretty sore after treatment anyway.
Yeah, cool. So that's good feedback from Jace. Like, some people can take a lot of hard work into their calves, whereas a lot of people, it is quite a...
I find most people are pretty tender in their calves. You got to sort of, like as we sort of say, like you can go hard, but you sort of got to get in and out pretty quick because it can be a pretty full-on session if you smash the calves for a long time.
Yeah, but some people, like, I guess you can do deep calf work and they pull up okay, whereas some people you could do light work like Jace and pull up pretty tender. So because he's got a game tomorrow, we want him feeling good, not too depleted. And
so it feels like that line sort of cleared up now. Like you're moving into a bit more again now. You've got lower. Oh yeah.
There's another one in there.
Yeah. But yeah, it feels like every time you sort of spend that little bit of time, it releases the spot, and then it feels like it's clearing it. And now it feels like you've just sort of hit normal calf
stuff.
There, yeah.
Yeah, nice. So let's get you. Can you get you a bit flatter, bro? That's it.
Yep.
Out of the porn star position. I'm going to go a little bit even more lateral.
All right.
Just to see what we've got in this spot here. So most people, their money spot or their calf tension is slightly towards the outside line, just because where our foot interacts with the ground during the different phases of the gait cycle, we put a lot of pressure through the outside of our foot. So I guess the ricochet effect of the tension that goes through our body is up that lateral line. A lot of people have tension through the outside of their calf. So I can feel like there's something pretty tight right there.
Yeah, there as well. That feels like even a bit of awareness coming up into the hammy here from that one.
Yeah, okay, cool. Which is quite normal. There's a bit there. I feel like there's something we're flying over there a little bit.
Oh. That's the one. Oh.
What have we got there, Jace?
Just getting a bit of movement in there.
That was painful there, wasn't it? Was that related, do you reckon? Or was that...
Yeah.
That was definitely related to what you've been feeling?
Yeah.
All right, so let's just do another one through there. Might go a little bit lighter there, though, because that gave him a fair bit of curry in that spot. So what did that feel like there, Jace, that one?
Just a bit more intense. Just had a little bit of referral sort of up into the hammy, and just felt like the calf around it was starting to... I guess I was just probably tensing it around there.
It's a bit crampy kind of thing.
Yeah, which has that, like when I've had a calf treatment previously, sometimes my calves do cramp. Even when I don't feel necessarily tight in there, it's just...
Yeah, sometimes that can happen, eh? Like, and it catches people unawares. They're getting the treatment and then they start screaming because their calf has just decided to cramp on us.
That lighter stroke feels fine through there now.
A bit more therapeutic through there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So even though that's the same line, you're not getting that same same sensation. Yeah, cool. I just want to do one more in there, and then I'm just going to treat some residual areas too, because sometimes when you have an injury to a certain area of the body, it's important to treat, I guess, above and below it as well. So we'll just do one more line for Jace in the actual spot where there's been an issue, and then I'm going to do a little bit of work into the foot, the Achilles, into the probably the gastrocs a little bit higher, and then maybe even up into the hamstring too.
Especially for people that are quite active, I guess, as well. Like if they've had an injury and like they're trying to continue moving around through that, you can start to compensate. So that's where like treating the other areas as well as having like the connections through the fascial lines and that sort of thing, where you can release up above and below. But just trying to avoid any sort of compensatory patterns that they might fall into as well.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it? Like, you don't realise the slightest of injury, the smallest injury can actually throw things a little bit more off kilter, eh? And the body's a masterful design of compensating, but yeah, it's important to make sure everything else is nice and deloaded as well. So what's that one doing there, Jay?
Yeah, that feels fine there now.
That feels okay?
Yeah. Probably a little bit there, but it's not painful. It just feels like the pressure now.
Okay, interesting.
So there. Yeah, none of that feels anything there now.
Cool.
Okay.
So what we might do is get into the Achilles a little bit as well. So this is the Achilles tendon, is obviously the tendon of the gastrocs and the soleus as it comes down and interacts with the heel. So we might just do a little bit of work into that itself. So not much wax on my hands, just actually starting right on top of the bone here, which is called the calcaneus, and then just slipping off into the Achilles here, and then just pushing straight down. So not moving too much when I get here. I'm just almost just trying to pin straight down to get some blood flow into this very white structure that doesn't really have much blood flow, but it has to be so taut because it's like our inbuilt spring system that propels us when we're doing, well, walking, but especially running and sprinting, which is what Jason needs with his sport that he plays. So sometimes these lines like this just feel really good to receive. How's that going for you?
Yeah, that feels fine. Yeah.
Feels all good?
Yeah, good.
Not too much going on in there.
Nah, a little bit there, but it's just a bit of skin fascial drag as well, I think.
Bit of fascial burn.
Yeah. But no, I did actually have some Achilles issues last footy season as well at the start of the year, but
On the right one or on the left?
both last year. So, but that's cleared up, and
Us boys and our lower limb stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Gus has got an ankle at the moment. Ninja's got cracked heels.
Ninja's always kicking his heels, isn't he?
I nearly broke my foot.
Land on a drain gutter. Oh,
There's definitely something a bit higher, isn't it?
yeah.
Bit of no wax burn, you reckon?
A little bit of no wax burn, and the leg hairs that you want to get rid of.
Yeah, we need a vote. We need a poll. Should we shave Jason's
There's been
legs?
a few comments they want me to keep it, stay al natural.
Nah, mate. Imagine how fit he'd looked at us.
Talk about dolphin skin.
Yeah, for someone that's got hair nowhere else on their body, you've got quite a lot of hair on the legs.
On the pins.
Yeah. So we'll just do one more little stroke here. And then when I get up there, is that when it starts?
A little bit there, yeah. Oh.
Muscular though, or is it more of a drag and fascia?
Muscular this time.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I feel like I might just pin that a little bit. What do you reckon? Or is that dissipated now? Or is that still
yeah, it's
there a
easing
little
up
bit?
now, yeah.
I still feel like I want to do one more in there because it just felt like it was quite dehydrated in a way, man. Like it just was pretty stringy. But now it feels like I'm getting through it a lot better, which is
it feels a lot
good.
smoother already, that second stroke. Oh, the deluxe treatment here. Getting everything sorted. Sprinting quicker than I ever have.
I know, right? Well, hopefully. All right. Yeah, I'm just doing a couple little ones a bit higher here because it feels like it just needs it. Alrighty. So now I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to go down to the foot. So obviously that Achilles comes and attaches to this heel here, but then below that we've got where the plantar fascia starts up in there. So I just want to do a couple of little strokes into this as well, just to make sure this is all nice and freed up for the big fella. So I just get 2 thumbs in there. Might just need a little bit more wax though, because the feet can be quite dry on people. So just pin in there and then slowly start to take it down. There's going to be a fair bit in here.
Been a while since I had the feet treated.
Haven't had the feet done in a while, so he needs it. There's so many layers in the feet. People just think it's the plantar fascia, a bit like the calf. People just think it's the plantar fascia, but there's actually 4 layers of different muscles which come in here, including ones that come from the calf and actually attach into the foot. So yeah, it's just one of those areas that doesn't get treated that much, but you know, the nerve endings here and how many bones and joints there are in the foot itself. It's important that we do, I guess, keep it hydrated and keep it flowing. And it's the cool thing about massage and bodywork is it doesn't just make things more relaxed, it can actually activate areas and make things perform better too. So, yeah, for us,
the holding things for longer, like it's almost sort of waking the nervous system up to that area in the.
yeah, exactly. So you can just see me here, just systematically pinning, holding, and then just working these lines down Jason's foot.
Through there.
So Jason really resonated with that middle section, just feeling pretty good. And I can actually feel like there's something a little bit stuck in there. But yeah, I'm guessing it'd feel pretty nice for Jace to get that on the receiving end, hey bro?
Yeah, well, it feels like, because I've obviously had to go back to wearing footy boots, which are a bit more narrow than, like, obviously I normally get around in either Vivo barefoots or no shoes at all, so squeezing back into footy boots, even though I've got newer ones and they're probably the widest ones I could get, yeah, it's still different. So every time I put them on and once I take them off, the foot feels like, yeah, it's just so compressed. So it feels good to get some work through here.
So it feels pretty relieving now, man, getting that done.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I've been working through the middle there a little bit, but a lot of people, they have stuff through in the arch in there. So I can see Jace has got quite a bit in there, so I might just use one thumb. And then watch this as soon as I get down into here. It's going to be a fair bit.
It feels pretty good.
Feels pretty good.
Yeah, just good through there.
Happy days.
Happy days.
This is all good.
Oh.
Just do one more. There's normally a spot right in there.
Oh, yep. Little hot spot.
Yeah, right there, eh?
Yeah.
It's like a little nugget that you fly over, isn't it? Most people
it goes
have
everywhere. Oh, goes everywhere, man.
Where's that fanging to, Jace?
Oh, up and down.
Up and down. The roller coaster. Oh. Beautiful. Cool.
Oh, how good's that?
Foot's nice and good. I'm going to do one more.
Oh,
I'm going to do
one
one more. Just one more stroke. I'm going to do one going down the entire leg.
Oh,
Just to finish him off.
that's what I
It's
want.
a bit of a long video, but I thought, why not just do one line all the way down the entire leg to just
Real
free up
life
that hole.
treatment though, so
Yeah, sometimes it takes longer when you're doing our strokes as too, especially. All right, so we're starting just on the hamstring tendon. Haven't got any wax on Jace, I've just got wax on my elbow. So we're going to take this the whole way down. So remember we said, you know, treating the above and below the injury.
you do go above and beyond, Aaron.
Yeah,
you
we do
go the
above and
extra
beyond
mile.
for sure. I've got to give you the treatment, mate. Real life. All right. So how you feeling through here? So
Yeah,
far,
once
bro?
you get into more to that mid belly, there's a bit in there.
Fair bit going
But
on.
nah, just more than there was at the top.
Yeah. So I'm literally going to take this right over the knee, down through the calf, and then down into the toes. See if we can pull it off, Jace. What do
The
you reckon,
ninja
mate?
special, this one, isn't it?
The long leg special. First done in 2017 on me. Fair bit in there, mate.
Nah, just more leg hairs.
Leg hairs. Not enough wax on the legs, more wax on... My arm hairs aren't getting pulled out. I'm feeling good.
You reckon I'm going to shave them?
Just too much leg hairs.
Too much leg hairs, mate. All right.
Nah, it's eased up there.
And teased up.
Yeah, must have waxed them a bit better. Pulled a few out.
So when we're going over the knee, remember we want to, I guess, blunten the pressure a little bit or broaden it so you can see me coming down here so I'm not too deep going over the knee. So remember the gastrocs of the calf and the hamstrings, they actually cross the knee joint. So not many people know that the gastrocs actually helps with a bit of knee flexion, which is pretty cool. So now we're getting into the calf itself. And now I can, get a little bit heavier with my pressure again because we didn't work into these gastrocs tissues. We were mainly just soleus. So I'll just let Jace familiarise himself with my pressure there a little bit. It's going to especially work through this outside gastroc line, just for what I mentioned before about
Where the pressure goes.
where the lines of tension go in the calf.
Oh, yep. Bit on that.
I feel there's a bit of a nugget there, Jace? And then we'll slowly get into the spot that Jason was originally feeling. So I won't go too deep over it, but hoping this broader pressure is
Yeah,
going
it
to be
feels
good for
good.
it.
Yeah.
Just can't rush this stuff. You've got to just go at the rate the tissues let you get through it. Yeah, so Jace is kicking there, so I'll back off a little bit. And I can use this.
Oh, a little bit on that inside.
A little bit on the
If
inside.
you roll in, yeah. Yeah, there.
So I feel like I've got a good purchase still. I'm going to just hold his heel there to secure him a little bit. Not giving you too much courage.
No,
there,
not
Jace.
too much. I'm hanging in there.
You're hanging in.
Yeah.
Good man. Normally gets a little bit full on when you get down to this lower soleus area.
Feels like it's through the worst of it for me now.
Through the worst of it. Good.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. There's more.
There's more. Oh.
Getting into that Achilles. And this is the hard part. You've got to try and figure out a way that you can
Navigate.
navigate. So I've got to go a little bit broader again.
Oh, that now feels good.
Feels good. Going over there. Coming up around that real callousy heel. Oh. And then out the foot, so I'll hook back in.
Oh, that's so good. What a line.
What a line.
It's one of the best lines you'll ever do.
Where's Basil's Empolus?
That's it, the big schnoz.
The schnozzle. Alrighty.
Oh, thanks, Aaron.
There we go. So I'll just pick up his leg here, just do a bit of range of motion stuff. Just do a little bit of passive movement, get some blood pumping back into those lengthened tissues. How you feeling there, mate? Is it like, this is a good question when you're doing treatment on people and they've had pain, like sometimes it can flare some things up. So do you feel...
It still feels a little like...
a little
just
bit pinchy in
tender
there?
from the treatment, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So that's that balancing act. When you've got someone with a raw issue, you've just got to try and be discerning with how much pressure you put on. But yeah, seeing as though it was only 12 hours ago that he did it, and he's got, probably 24 hours until your game, what would be advising Jason from now is to probably apply, because he's got the game tomorrow, you probably wouldn't be thinking about ice. You're probably thinking more heat to try and get some more flow in there.
Yeah.
Obviously compression sleeving, which is what he's been using for the past 12 hours since the incident. And movement is medicine. If you let things freeze up, if you stay stagnant, things are probably going to not be where you want them to be when it's time to perform. So heat, compression, movement, gentle exercise to prime him for the game, and a bit of self-massage could be the thing that could really be the difference to get him through tomorrow. And hopefully it will be gone by next week, mate. But
Get the bog.
there you go. Play best on, half back.
Why not? Let's do it.
Done. Oh, do you want to retest? We've got to do our retest. Let's see if we get any change.
We're about here, weren't we? This is the good side. We'll just double check where it was. So we'll go about there. Bit closer. Yeah. I reckon we've got a bit more.
A little bit more.
Where were we last time? Because the good,
We should have put a marker
good
down.
side was here.
Good side's there.
And I reckon this one's probably still not quite there.
Still not
but
quite there.
if we go closer.
A little bit of change there though.
Yeah. It doesn't feel as much of a pull in there. It more feels like just from where you've treated the spot that was tender.
That's it.
But
So
once
you-
you get moving around today,
Once we get moving, like the more I move around, like this morning, as I said, when I first got up, it was still a little bit, how you doing? But yeah, now that I've been moving around, it feels better walking around on it. Yeah, hopefully you heard any of that. But
Yeah, well, we might have to put a little update. We might put this video out next week and we can get the update from you how you went. Hopefully you
hopefully
don't.
you'll put a bad thing. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you later.